It's always really fascinating to watch a player play really fast or shred, and we love watching their hands, but we rarely look down at their feet to see what their sounds are. So today, I've invited my good friend Paul Gilbert to show us the essentials of shredding. Okay, so there's people who want to know how to get the best sounds for shredding, playing fast.
Are you one of those people?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll find out
today,
later.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What are the essential ingredients to the recipe?
For me, distortion is very important. That's the sound of rock electric guitar. I tend to have my leave-on Malcolm Young pedal. It's enough distortion to rock, but maybe not quite enough to shred. Then you get another one to boost that. And sometimes I'll even have two of those, and then if I really want to go crazy, I just turn them all on at the same time.
So that's the foundation.
That's the foundation. Gotta have distortion.
That's like the mayonnaise on the sandwich. What's after that?
I grew up in the 70s. A lot of my favorite guitar players, I call them warbly guitar players, and they had some combination of like a univibe, a chorus, phase shifter, flanger.
Something moving.
I don't know if you don't need that to shred, but to me, I love that sound, that era, so I can't help but throw it in.
Are there any other things like delays or reverbs that come into play like other music?
You want a little bit of something that makes it sound like a theater, a reverb or a delay or something. And of course, growing up as a Van Halen fan, Eddie always had the Echoplex. It wouldn't even be noticeable unless you kind of pay attention to it. You know, he did a chord like that, makes it sound like you're standing next to a mountain.
The first analog delay.
Yeah.
Let's go shopping here in the pedal room.
Sounds great. This is a beautiful pedal room. I can't wait. I haven't really figured out where things are yet, so I may need the help of the local employee.
Okay.
It's like Home Depot. What aisle is the glue gun in?
The difference is I will know stuff.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
And you're not hiding somewhere.
That was a Home Depot joke.
Sick burn.
I spotted the AC booster.
Yep. That's a great
I
pedal.
don't know if they make it anymore, but I want to check that out.
3 Series overdrive.
Cool. That could be great.
You also have the TC Electronics Mojos,
Yeah.
because they're awesome. So this bass layer is like, this is the mayonnaise we
Yeah.
talked about. And this is the 70s guitar sound, and we have 3 things to shoot.
You got three to try. These are all going to be good.
Don't tell anyone, there's hardly any bad pedals. Almost no bad pedals on earth. That's where we are.
You got me thinking, but none have come to mind.
The gear page doesn't want to hear that.
Okay, now you mentioned I brought my coily cable. That means I'm gonna have like a little bit less bitey trebly thing,
Yeah,
right?
it weighs 10 pounds. This is probably 25 feet, and so every inch of coil is capacitance, and it pulls high end off.
Yeah.
So it dulls the sound down. And that's a lot of like even Hendrix sound. People get real fixated like, I bought the amp. You're using like $1,000 cable. You need like a crappy cable. Not that this is crappy, these are made well. Having the best signal in the cable, it means you're getting all the brightness.
Yeah.
You might not want it. So listen to it hit the floor. It's crazy.
That's a satisfying wonk.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so what do we got? Let's just clean through the amp.
Yep.
So let's turn on this one. You see this expression? Yes.
When did you write that riff?
I wrote that riff. I didn't write that. You're being sarcastic. There's plenty more of that to come.
A lot more. All right, so that AC booster's like infinite classic.
Yeah.
They're a little hard to get.
But
if you can find one,
I don't think they make them anymore.
Everyone loves this pedal. I mean, even like it's one of Andy Timmons' favorite like genres of pedals.
I think he uses the RC.
He has the RC. They're all a little similar.
Yeah.
They're a family of pedals, so they're cool. You want to do your Mojo?
Let's try the Mojo.
What was it like working with these European designers on this?
This one they made it and I liked it. And the only thing I wasn't really into was the color.
Oh.
So later on they made the purple version.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, we had to think of something to do with it besides just making it purple. So we put there's a switch to make it go to 11. I've done gigs where this is the only pedal.
Absolutely.
Especially if I've got like a Marshall that's has some distortion in it already. This combined with the Marshall distortion, I could do a gig. You can't make it sound bad. Let's go for a little more.
It sounds a lot like that.
Yeah, very similar. Now I still got a lot of room to go. This one was cranked all the way up. This one's about 7. Let's crank it all the way up and put 11 on. That's a little bit more than Malcolm would want.
That's like a Marshall that's being tortured.
That's one of my own riffs, and that could work with this by
Okay.
itself. But I don't know if I need that much.
Because we're doing the mayonnaise.
Because we're going to have more.
Yeah, this is the base layer.
Who puts the mayonnaise on the sandwich first? That's my question.
I do.
I put it on the bread.
It's on the bread.
Do you put the mayonnaise down on the bread first?
There's-
Where else do you put it?
Most foods I like,
On
but
top of the
I'm not a
cheese at
mayonnaise
the
person.
end.
You put the mayonnaise on top of the meat and cheese at the end?
It's touching the meat no matter what.
Yeah, I'm writing you up.
You're fired.
In the comments, shred Austin for this putting mayonnaise on the meat. Back to this pedal.
Back to this pedal. Now, I haven't tried this one. I want to check it out. Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a really interesting circuit designed by a friend named Toshi in Japan. It's an anti-tube screamer tube screamer.
It has a slightly different face. This is more like Steppenwolf.
Okay.
A little more gnarly. I'm gonna go for the warmer though.
You should. Yeah,
Let's do the Mojo Mojo. What the heck?
I agree. How much are these?
Corporate one's $89.
Oh.
How many Happy Meals?
$89 is 3 Happy Meals.
There we go. Before we add more distortion, I'm gonna go for the reverb. The reason is this is a fairly dry room, and that's unsettling to me. But I won't be able to really tell what the reverb sounds like unless it comes after some distortion. I've never tried that one.
That's a
I like that it's simple.
That's a cheap classic 3 series reverb I can throw in there. I guess that's it.
Cool.
The Holy Grail is the Holy Grail of cheap reverbs.
Well, I've never tried either of these, so let's
okay.
check them out.
I used the Holy Grail for years. I would put it on the spring setting, and I just threw it in the back of an amp. Like an amp didn't have reverb, and I velcroed it in. But before you start, there's a thing with Holy Grail you need to know as a person. The most useless setting in all of effect history is called flurb. It's a flanged reverb.
Ah,
You want to start with that?
no.
Okay. Spring.
There we go. And a hall. Okay, let's hear flurb. Ooh.
I swear if you make this sound good, I'm quitting.
I want to hear more flurb.
Can you write it the ultimate flurb riff?
Every riff is the ultimate flurb riff now. Let's see. The magic of the flurb is not what happens during, it's what happens after. Let's check out the hall once again. Okay. Well, I'm curious about this one. We've experienced flurb. Does this one have a useless setting on it?
You tell me, Paul.
Okay. That's pretty nice. I almost don't want to touch it. It's like good as it is. Yeah, let's keep this one. I'm digging it.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're just gonna leave it there, like off the wall setting. Like
Off the, when it just came like
Wow.
that. I mean, there's still time.
I know. I'm just impressed.
Okay, let's
All right.
actually go for the delay next.
It depends on how fancy you get. This is like amazing, but it's just more expensive. Like EHX.
And that's probably too many knobs for.
Yeah, it is. I guess it's back to 3 series. It's like an endless, shameless plug, but that is about as simple as it gets.
Okay.
But like any boss delay would be great.
Now, so
here's-
in order to hear this for what it is, I'm going to turn the reverb off.
Okay, leave the drive on. Everything's at half, and then you have a digital delay, and if you go up, you have kind of a darker delay.
I'm going to go for the darker.
Okay.
So my test for the delay is just a big chick. Now, that's more feedback than I need, so that's the repeats, right?
Yep.
I'm going to turn that all the way down. Maybe a little faster.
Are you going for the Van Halen?
Yeah. and
Was
then-
Eddie Van Halen a shredder?
Well, I struggle with the term shred.
I know. It feels like a struggle. People say it though. It's like, what does it mean?
I feel that if I called Eddie Van Halen one of my greatest heroes, if I called him a shredder, it would be slightly degrading.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I guess shredding is that piece of technique it's just a piece of someone's bat belt.
Well, I think the thing is, the term came long after the actual thing. That's why I don't like classic rock.
Because it wasn't classic.
It wasn't called classic rock. Where jazz, I think might actually have been called jazz,
Yeah.
and it's still called jazz.
In the sense though of players, was Van Halen at the front of that? Is he like the OG?
Well, I mean, he's more famous than anybody.
Sure.
It's not who did it first, it's who did it with the most people in the audience. And plus, I mean, it's just the whole package, the
Everything.
hair, the clothes, the toothy grin,
Everything.
and this. He had this, but a little less.
What do you prefer to shredder? Because shredder's a weird word. Like, what do you want to be called? What do you want to redefine this as?
The first term that comes to mind is athleticism, like an athletic guitar playing, where there's some
Do you-
sportiness to it, I
Do
suppose.
you think we could petition the Olympic Committee? But what would you call it? Because we don't want to say the 2024 shred off. Like, we need something else.
Yeah.
So
I got it, Josh. Guitar luge.
guitar luge. Like the bobsledding of guitar.
It's the winter version of it. You just only do it in the winter.
Precision, speed, guitar, athleticism.
I like that.
Maybe one way to do it is you just start naming the people who are like the good shredders.
Go for it.
Well, I would go outside guitar, go like Oscar Peterson, Art Tatum, both piano players.
Yeah.
The
That
saxophone
Micro
player.
Machines guy that talked really fast in the 80s.
Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible micro machine pocket play sets. There's a police station, fire station, restaurant, service station, and more.
That's shredding.
The Blues Traveler guy.
Blues Traveler.
Or Buddy Rich.
Dale Earnhardt. He's an athlete. He's fast.
That could be.
Roadrunner, the cartoon.
There we go.
Okay, so if you're watching this episode in the comments, reach out to your local congressman and the Olympic Committee.
That's about it.
It's a tape slap.
Yeah. If you want to hear a song, now this is a hard song to play. A song called Hang 'em High. But he's going like, That's why I tested. And that means that was a little too fast. That's pretty good. Let me just hear the digital one for a second. Analog. I'm gonna try the digital one for a second.
Do I have that backwards? Is the type digital up? Maybe I'm confusing this toggle.
I think you had it right.
It feels more dark down.
And then, oh yeah, and then we can turn the reverb on too. And I don't need as much reverb now because we have the delay. Now I'm not scared anymore because I got a little tail and everything. So, in order to have, especially some of the left-hand hammer-on pull-off stuff function easily, you need more gain. All-time favorite recently is the overdrive preamp.
You're the biggest fan of this pedal.
I love this one. Every time I'm not playing like I want to play, I just turn this up a little bit, and all of a sudden I play better. You got to relabel it. Instead of gain, play better.
Practice or buy that?
And another one that's a little more big and woolly, if I want my high notes to not be too thin. I got to go for my my sneaker pedal, PG-14.
Yeah, PG-14.
And then if I really want to go crazy, I just turn them all on at the same time. But if you do that, you cannot stop. Because as soon as you stop, the whole thing goes, "Ah!" feedback insanity. The secret of this pedal, when you get past 9 on the gain, the character of the pedal really starts to change, and the low end starts to drop out a little bit. It starts getting more focused, pointed, good for the chunky, especially the low string. So here's without it. Now that's without it, so I need more. That might be more than I need. So I'll back that off. Plus it'll warm up a little bit.
That makes that riff as well.
And look at my face. That's how you know to keep it on there when you're just going.
When did you write that riff?
I don't know what to say to these rhetorical questions.
I know you don't. That's why I'm asking them. All right.
Well, that inspired. I'll play one that I did write.
Yeah,
This is a Racer X tune. Oh, do you hear that little tail?
It's like, this is so perfect sounding.
Yeah, so I mean, this really, you're pretty good with this. Anything else is just bonus points.
Where do you want to put this? Because let's just put this on the board.
I'm going to put it before. This will do almost anything. It has enough knobs. I want to be able to shape the attack, sort of go for my Leslie West Mississippi Queen for this one. Already.
That's the push will make the like.
Now that's one thing, you guys hear it, but I feel it.
So you're not hearing the bloom of it as much as we are.
I feel it.
You feel it, okay.
And it makes my face, do that.
Okay.
Mississippi Queen. So that I'm not gonna mess with that. That's
amazing.
I'm thinking that already.
I lived in Mississippi for almost a decade and never met the Queen. Not even like a 6-degree Kevin Bacon scenario.
Yeah.
So this is like, as you said, it does so much stuff. You can do a straight up fuzz face sound. You could do a similar sound here.
Especially in the studio.
Yeah.
Going for different sounds. A lot of times if you're doing overdub, you don't want every sound to be the same.
It's something different. It's like when people don't put the mayonnaise on the bread. And they psychotically put it onto the meat.
For some of us, that's very important. Instead of that not being the mayonnaise on the bread, it's more like gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna real quick before I'm gonna take this poster down here.
Why?
Just
Why?
I just thought it was a little distracting.
It's just a guy drew that of me.
Oh, do you want me to leave it up there?
I mean, it's art.
I just thought, it's like you're there and you're there.
I mean, I think it just says like, hey, Josh is the best thing that's ever happened to this business.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I can take it down. It's fine. Let's just take it down.
Okay. No, leave it up.
Don't want to disturb the genius.
Warble, time for warble. You got the cool ones.
The problem with these is these are like the originals. This is the newest one I have.
Before?
Let's toss that in.
Let me just grab the Phase 100 just in case.
We also have the 3 Series phaser you should try. You mentioned Ross. Classic.
There we go.
Okay. Warble. What do you want to do?
I want to check out this Ross phaser.
This is as 70s as it gets. So you put your phasers before your drives.
Well,
is that normal?
In the 70s, probably people were getting their overdrive from the amp.
Ah, I get it.
So
this is like your Marshall.
Exactly.
And you're just throwing a phaser. Okay, yeah. I got you.
And this reverb is the Fender.
That makes total sense. Yeah. Okay.
But this is the kind of Johnny Winter. Oh, there's a button.
So you're gonna like this. This button turns it into a univibe.
Now, for the univibe, it's more Robin Trower. Actually, I need more of this, too. horrible. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm digging that. Let's leave that on there.
Now we need chorus. Are you going to put it truly up front?
The chorus might sound better post distortion.
We can throw it right here.
You want to try right there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to try the white one.
Okay.
Now, one of the things there is it just looks like the other ones.
They're the white bread of pedals. Knobs at noon, chorus on. It has a volume, rate, and a depth. I think what Paul's proving is it's really that you should learn to play guitar and not twiddle the knobs on your pedals all the time.
We got our 3 leave on and our 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 options for
Yeah.
extra sauce. And the color combination is pretty good. There's definitely been times when I've gone like, this sounds perfect, that's the wrong color.
We can have you draw a picture on each.
I might like do the first letter of the effect, put a big R for the reverb, and
Yeah.
make it a fancy R.
So let's build a board.
Woohoo!
What is the grocery list? Like, where do we start?
Now we're talking about the board itself.
Yeah, like, there's got to be
'Cause I've
something
got-
that holds
I'm
the
very
pedals.
opinionated about this.
I know, I love it. I love it.
Well, first you go to the hardware store and you get a plank of wood. They've got like, the leftover planks.
Yeah.
I tend to go for the board with the knot holes because that means it came from higher up in the tree because there's more branches. And that means it's lighter weight because it hasn't been compressed. I'm always thinking about weight on the plane because if you go over 50
Yeah.
pounds, you get charged.
This is genius.
Now you get it home and you got to make sure you get some sandpaper to sand the edges and sand the corners. Black spray paint. You only have to do the sides and the bottom.
Yeah.
Because the other side, you're going to get your Velcro. You got to get a fair amount of Velcro. Buy the whole package.
I brought you
You're-
a board.
This is a beautiful
I didn't
board.
know that you were a carpenter.
Yeah, I am a carpenter.
Are you a scorpion and an eagle too? Let's put the soft Velcro on one side. I try to cover the entire thing, top to edge to edge.
So we'll leave some, you can leave it hanging off and I'll take a razor blade at the end.
There is another option.
Okay.
Maybe the cable needs to be held right to the edge.
Let's try
You
it.
could just fold it over.
Let's try it. Is it gonna hold? We could staple it.
This is perfect. It holds. And then if you're touring in a professional outfit like I am,
Yeah.
when you go overseas, they'll want a carnet, which is a list of all your gear.
Yeah.
Now that's a pain if you have pedals. You have to write down the stupid serial number of every pedal, and plus I can't even see the serial numbers because I covered them up with Velcro. So you just take a silver Sharpie and make up your own serial number on the
you
back
make
and say this is my my Superboard 5000.
Your whole board is one thing.
Yeah, and then you can switch stuff out.
Genius.
And that's really the key to the Velcro is you can switch anything out. And now we got to make it the serial number. And what should it be? It's 2024, right?
This is really genius.
And then a couple more just random numbers. You have some random numbers you like?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
You said 3?
Yeah. 4, 5.
That's amazing. I've got the same combination on my luggage.
You need the rubber feet. Now here's the thing, it took me years to learn this. Scrap planks at the hardware store aren't always perfectly straight. And to solve that, make sure you put your rubber feet only on the two far ends.
Okay.
Because if you put them in the middle, if the board's not straight, it can get wobbly. If you're really going to go and throw, you probably want to epoxy these on, but you can always take these off and do that later. All right, so now we got to get the back of these with the other side of the Velcro.
Yep. Do we all want to tag team this bit?
Yeah, sure.
I think you have a trick you showed me years ago where you use these rubber washers and people are kind of aware of if they follow you.
O-rings.
Let's do the O-rings and a couple pedals.
Yeah.
And then we'll do them all before we melt the
That's
board.
nice of you, thank you.
You don't want to bump them and
Yeah,
accidentally. Okay.
I mean, you're hitting it with your foot, and I've got a big,
Yep.
clumsy foot.
Yep,
So I
same.
want to be able to stiffen these up a bit. Your pedals have set screws, which makes it easy because you can like press down and set it.
Yep.
But these are
Push-ons.
just push on. You can scratch up the surface a little bit, but these are actually coming off pretty easy. Now you've been so kind to get some
Yeah.
ones with the set screw.
Yeah, we just grabbed some JHS knobs
So that's what we'll use.
put on this Mojo.
All right, so you got some O-rings,
Oh yeah, right here.
freshly baked.
Freshly baked.
You get a set of these like this.
Yeah.
Amazon, $5.
$5.
10 billion of them. The thing that really gets it done are the smaller ones that fit the shaft of the pot.
Okay.
Let's try 3. It might take 4.
And then smush it down. Tighten it.
So you can
That's
still
wild.
you can still adjust it, But
That's
you're
really
not going to
cool.
bump it with your foot and then go like, why does it sound wrong? Oh, so now I think we're ready. Well, I'm gonna put all these on here first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, how I love Velcro. I love that sound too. That
You could play right now.
yeah.
You'd be a little psycho though.
But let's maybe cut this into strips. Maybe I'll make 3 strips out of one piece. Stick one here.
What do you do with the sticky side? Just leave it like it is? Just leave it alone?
Yeah. And now the audio.
All right.
Hey, how'd you get over there?
We switched. There you go.
We're also going to do our audio cables with the Velcro.
Really?
Yeah, this is a touring machine.
All right. Yeah, you have a point.
And you don't want to get any tangles going on. Okay, one final thing. This is the Pedal Power 2 Plus.
It's just a 110 version.
Okay, so we might want to label this so when you go to Europe,
Says
your guitar
110.
tech doesn't accidentally blow this up by plugging it into to 220.
We will buy mailbox stickers and just put it on there like his board.
Okay,
That's a good call.
this is nice. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the Superboard 5000.
Thanks for watching, Paul. Thanks for coming out, hanging with
Fantastic.
us. We're going to give this away. There is a link in the description below. Click that link and enter this giveaway.
I'm gonna put some picks in here too. They match the overdrive preamp and my guitar.
Mr. Big Picks.
Yeah.
That looks just like you. And you have an amazing class. Your courses are awesome. We're going to put that link in the description. If you want to learn some of this from the master teacher himself, click that link and go sign up for his courses.
I can listen to the people play. That's the best thing.
Yes,
It's not
unique.
not just one way. It's two-way communication. I listen to you.
All right, that's it. If you want to see more content like this, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and be sure in the comments below, tell Paul what you think about him, and make sure it's really nice. Because if there's a single mean comment, I'm coming after you.